disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.
Welcome once again to another episode of Fifth Kicks and Flicks, a podcast about martial arts, movies, and life. I am one of your hosts, Eugene Plowden, and with me, as always, my podcast partners, Joe Hartley and Angel Diaz. What's up, fellas?
What's up?
What's up, man?
If this is your first time with us, I want you to know we are members of the Martial Arts Center Network. On Tuesdays, you got the Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. Thursdays is us, Fifth Kicks and Flicks with Gene, Joe, and Angel.
Wednesdays, we got the traditional way with Brett Shumway. And once a month, we got the extra scoop with Peyton Fender and Jeff Doss.
For more information, you can check us out on all of our social media platforms. Just look for the Martial Arts Center Network on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Patreon. Fellas, it's showtime. What's going on?
What's up, guys?
Not much, bro.
You know what? Just a nice, easy week. Lions kicking ass, taking names, and I mean that's really it.
The Pistons not doing bad either, man. The Pistons are doing better than what they have been doing. So
yeah, I mean
they're watchable now.
Yes, that's a good way to put it. That's what I've been telling. I don't like when they do the back-to-back game because I think they could have beat Chicago if they hadn't just played the day before.
Yeah, probably so.
I don't. It is what it is. Yeah, man.
They have a better record than them.
Red Wings looking okay. So yeah, let's go. That's all I got really. Just getting to the grind. Waiting for this Christmas stuff to get started. We'll see how that goes, and that's when work gets crazy again. We did all the political stuff.
So is it
it's starting to pick up right now.
Is it going to really right after Thanksgiving? Is that when it really?
Yeah, yeah. It's already It's already starting. Like I can see the extra trucks and some of the packages. People get started earlier and earlier now. So
okay.
Yeah, it's getting started already. I mean, I got just between the three of us, who is I already know. Gene said, yeah, Melissa already put the Christmas stuff up. You said, right, or took it out?
Yeah, no, it's up now.
It's up. Angel, up. Christmas up or after Thanksgiving?
I'm an after Thanksgiving guy, but I'm gonna be honest.
Same here.
My parents don't even doing it no more. So
see,
my parents don't like doing it. I just do my room. I put a Christmas tree in my room. But I'm gonna be honest, man. Like all the work it takes just to put the Christmas tree in, I'm like, I think I'm good, bro. Like I'm fine.
Are you guys real Christmas tree people or the fake trees?
Fake.
Me too.
Now, as a kid though, I used to be like, if this ain't real, I don't even want Christmas.
So I've never been a real Christmas tree.
So I know my dad must have hated that part, but yeah, I mean, but my dad did it because I was young. That's what you always thought Christmas was like. As I got older, I think one day he just said, like, listen, man, I'm the one that gets the tree and I buy the presents. So let's just cut this out. And you're going to get a fake tree and call it a day. My parents used to like decorate the whole house with lights. Now my dad just changes one light bulb, puts in a little festive light that flickers between red, white, and green or whatever, and blue. And then that's it. And that's about as festive as it gets. It's
technology, man. Like my father-in-law, he's got a real big yard in Milford. And he's got these, it's one little light, and then it expands throughout the yard. So he put 3 of those through the whole yard, and it looks like he put up 10,000 lights.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that's better than,
But they move and they strobe. So, yeah. I mean, I think it was like $50 a piece or $60 a piece, but it lights up the whole yard.
Listen, it's $60 a piece, and you don't even gotta spend 5 hours out there with a ladder
or sitting there untangling, checking lights and everything.
Yep.
I've never done that. I've never put lights outside on a house before. I'm not even interested in doing that. I'm gonna be honest. For me to do something like that, I would have to do it in September because there's no way in hell I'm gonna do it in November when it's cold.
Yeah.
I am
Yeah,
not
I
going
know.
outside and doing that.
We talk about that paint in your house that was sitting there for however long. You just
Yeah,
said,
years.
we know you ain't getting out there.
Nah, I'm not doing that. But at least that's inside. This outside. Like me and cold, we don't. I got that South blood in me, man. I can't. I'm not a cold person. I don't like it.
I know exactly how you feel, G. I'm the same way. I'm like, listen, I don't. When it gets cold, listen. I was talking to my fiance earlier. She said when it hits like 5 o'clock, I don't even want to go out. I said, I know. Once it hits 5, I'm like, oh man, it's 10 o'clock. All right, time to put on these PJs, get my butt in bed. I'm gonna sit back, watch the game, do something, chill, do whatever it is. I know what you mean.
I lived on the lake for my whole life, so we used to go. Once the lake freezes, you go out, you make a ice rink, and you can skate and play some hockey. We had snowmobiles that we would take out. It was fun.
On the lake?
Yeah.
It freezes all the way down that deep?
First off, the only part of the lake that's deep is so there's 3 different, in my lake, at least there was 3 separate bays. My bay was up to my belly barely, so that froze no problem. The second bay had one spot that was 40-30 feet deep, and if it's cold enough out, it freezes over just fine. If you see a soft spot, you just stay away from it. And then the other bay, same thing. If it went over my head, barely. So yeah, it's none of those were that deep.
I don't trust it.
Yeah,
not you.
I mean, I've fallen in before. I've fallen.
Yeah,
I had a leg fall in.
One time,
I was at the end of a dock and I fell in and I got my whole up to my. And I pulled my butt. It is what it is, man. That's part of growing up as a kid.
There's no way.
If I fell in one time, I think my body's gonna look like that foot from Mr. Deeds. When you pull that back foot and it's frostbite. That's what I thought. So,
yeah.
No, my jeans froze up. I got to the house, no problem. No, frostbite takes time, man. Frostbite doesn't happen instantly unless it's like -20 out, and I don't go outside in that anyway.
See, sometimes I always have that little person on my shoulder saying, like, don't do it. And anytime when I don't listen to that little voice is when the bad stuff happens. And I could just see me stepping on that ice, and I could just see, next thing you know, man, I'm breaking through the ice like George Bailey's little brother.
Not everyone's going to get that reference.
Man, I could just see that happening to me, then I'm screaming like, help, like Travis can't help me, so it better be somebody there who can swim that can help me. So nah, I don't do that. But
what's funny? There was a course in 6th grade. I don't think they do it anymore, but it was called waterproofing, and they taught you ways to survive falling through the ice.
That must be a Detroit thing because they don't teach that over here.
It was during
we got a lot of lakes
when I was coming up, but they never. They don't teach it. They haven't taught it for 15 years, I think. But they used to teach it. I remember doing it. And one of the things, if you're like an ice fisher, because ice fishers, they go they go out into the deep part of the lake like crazy people.
What's that lake
shack?
That little lake or whatever up there about Algonac.
Is it Erie?
I don't know. I really don't know. But I used to go out there for work, and I used to see those little tents on that water, man, and they'll be out there ice fishing.
Yep.
What do you mean?
What's
ice? What do you mean, huh?
So there's like imagine a lake, and they'll go out there and they'll put a tent up, and
you can make your own little wooden shanty,
and they'll go in and they'll fish.
Drill a hole. You
drill a hole.
You drill a hole in the ice, and you fish like you would.
But Joe,
normally.
This is my problem with it. It's like you have heaters in there. You have heaters on this ice that you just drilled a hole in, and you don't think that ice, that ice, is not slowly melting? I don't trust.
The people that do this, I'm not. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, you lose a couple every year. What
do you mean you lose a couple?
The people fall through and drown, man. It happens.
See?
You're gonna hear about it
I thought
once
you meant you
or
lose a
twice.
couple fish every year. I didn't know
No, you lose a couple
people.
people, and probably more than a couple. Those are the only ones we hear about.
Wait, hold up. So they don't take a boat out; they walk on the ice.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can't take a boat when there's
Oh,
ice.
yeah.
You could take a
I think
snowmobile or a 4-wheeler, but you can't take a boat.
A 4-wheeler on
it's
ice.
frozen. It's completely frozen, man.
That don't
It's
mean
frozen.
nothing, Jay.
Angel.
Oh, I know. I agree with you.
Frozen.
Angel, when it's cold enough and deep enough, I've seen trucks on the ice.
No, stop.
Yes,
No,
I have.
That's on TV.
Man,
That
it's
ice
a
truck.
No, I've seen it in my. I've seen it 5 feet in front of me. I've seen
Truck.
people drive their truck right on the ice, spinning around like an idiot, and then drive off.
Bullshit.
No, I'm
that's
not. I'll
what you
tape.
say,
When
man.
I see it this year, I'll tape it for you. When I see it this year, I'll tape it for you.
Because I don't even believe that.
I definitely believe, man.
Every time I see it, I go, "Well, good job. You survived this time." I'm waiting for him to fall in, but it doesn't happen. So
you build a wooden shack.
I didn't see a wooden one. I see like little tents.
they're tents,
That's what
but
I
some of them will build a nice little ice shanty, and they'll drag it out there.
Yeah, but I've seen them, man. I'll be driving by, and I'll see it'll be a whole bunch of them too. Just a bunch of them
People,
all out there,
the
man.
fishing community, they take all their fishing they want to fish all year round. So
And what is it?
Ice fishing is for real.
What is it that you get out of ice fishing? Like, what is it?
That's just
the same thing you get out of fishing.
They probably
Just
say the
golden.
same thing about sport karate tournaments. They probably say the same thing. Like that's not a world that they're from, so they don't get our activity. They're like they're not knocking people out. Like I don't understand. They're playing tag. You know,
I'm not trying to like disrespect any ice fishers or fishermen in general, right? But like, we could clearly say like we're learning self-defense, right? Like I don't like. I mean, maybe you're learning like wilderness survival tactics. Maybe I don't know, but like,
I don't know what the hell they're doing. I don't know what they're learning. That's just something that they enjoy doing, and I'm not going to knock. If that's what
I don't want to knock it. I'm just saying, like,
as long as you don't force me to do it with you, then I'm cool.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, that takes a.
Come on, G. Let's go get an ice shanty. Let's go out and do it. Just so you can say you did it.
Bro, that takes a special person to go out there and do it. I'm gonna tell you right now. Y'all say that, I'll probably tell y'all F you in that ice. I'm gonna stay right over here. I'll watch y'all.
Joe, I promise you, man. I don't even like going ice skating with my wife and the kids. I don't even want to do that. I don't even want to go sledding with them. I've gotten layered up just to stand there like this. In my head, I'm like, fuck this shit. I'm ready to go. But I'm smiling when I'm saying it myself. I'm smiling in my head. I'm smiling, but in my head, I'm ready to go. I'm like, how many times?
You killed Angel. You just killed Angel. Listen, my
ride down this damn hill.
Oh man, kids will do it all day. My father-in-law has 2 hills. The better hill though has a neighbor that we used to have 2 neighbors over there. We'd let them know and they turn their lights on for us. There's a new neighbor over there. She put a sign, no trespassing. Like she don't want us near her yard. So we can't use that good hill anymore until she's getting ready to move though. So hopefully someone nice moves in. But on the other side, he put a whole thing of lights so we can go up and down. And it's fun. We have a good time with it. But man, after about 4 times of me sledding down and then walking my big old butt up that hill, I'm done. I'm like, my legs are hurting. It's cold. I'm like, my face, like,
I'm done watching the kids, man. I'm done watching. I'm like, y'all not ready. Y'all not cold. DJ and Chip are like,
man.
Let's go do it again. I'm like,
they'll stay out there for an hour. Let's see if all 4 of us can get in here. Let's see if it's faster when we got 2. Like, it's crazy, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Melissa she likes being out there with them while they're doing it. That, like I said, it's just not for me. And then there's a couple of parks, in the suburbs that we go to that have big hills. That's what they do. So that's just not my thing. I didn't even do it as a kid. it's not a new thing. Like this didn't happen as an adult. Like I didn't do that as a kid. Sledding. Like man, I barely wanted to build a snowman as a kid. Outside was not my thing in the wintertime. Me and Trav used to have to go out and shovel snow for my parents. I'm thinking I'm shoveling, trying to get done so we can get back in the house. Meanwhile, he's throwing snowballs at me, or he's playing, or he's laughing. I'm like, dude. So this is what I did. I started saying, you know what, man? You do the front yard, I do the backyard. So we separated, and I did it that way. Then I can hurry up, shovel, get back in the house while he's still out there, doing his thing. And then I'll tell my parents, like, hey, I had the back. He's out there in the front, So I will always get done before him because he'd be out there playing, I just don't like the cold. But what's up, Angel? What's going on with you, man?
Bro, you made me spill water everywhere. I spit it out. I couldn't even I'm sorry. I don't know why, but I didn't think you were gonna say. I didn't think you were gonna say that, bro. That'd be done.
Nah, man, nah. Me and outside, I'm not an outdoors person. That's not my thing.
As I get older, like I said it to my fiance the other day, like she's never really experienced snow because where she is, it don't snow like that. It's like usually too hot for it. So I was like, I wish like when she comes down for Christmas, it like snows. My exact words to her were, I just want to just sit there and just watch the snow. I don't want to do nothing with it though. Like I just want to watch it come down and we can just say, oh, it snowed. But then after that, I want it to melt instantly and go.
Yeah. That's the only time I want snow is Christmas Eve and Christmas
Day. How snow works.
I know, unfortunately.
Listen, I've said it before. I just want a white Christmas. After that, I don't care about nothing else. Just let it. I want the snow to melt immediately the next day. Like I want it to look like green grass. That's what I want to see.
Now, Angel, during the week you should want it to snow so you can have a day off.
Hell no, bro, because then that means my summer gets extended. Let's
Only if you get 3.
I'll take my days off. I'm sick. I'll take my days off, bro. Everything's going good, man. Last week I was busy like crazy, man. I had belt promotion last week. So just trying to get all the kids ready throughout the week for the belt promotion on Saturday. I had so many kids going. Then I had like people going for belt promotions at different times because I had one group that was really big. So I had them on Saturday. Then I ran like my real like little tiny Tigers class on Thursday. Then I ran my adult class on Thursday. It was just crazy. So it was a busy week last week. But I mean now this week hopefully it's gonna calm down. I might see my fiance this weekend if I'm able to. I'll tell you what, you want to know something? I'll tell you this, funny story. I think I'm probably the craziest man in the world, right?
What'd you do now?
So, and not even nothing crazy. It's actually has to do like karate related. So like, I don't know if I told you guys that like I started doing like jujitsu now. I'm back to doing jujitsu again. And then I'm doing like MMA and like I'm doing like all that. So I'm probably gonna have a fight for MMA or for kickboxing soon, hopefully, as long as everything goes well. So yesterday I'm rolling. I went to class and then we were about to start rolling, and I ended up saying to my coach, I said, "Hey, are we?" I said, "Hey, there's a tournament in like 2 weeks, right?" Now I was asking him. He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Mike, you want to do the tournament?" Now I don't, maybe I think I thought karate tournament, right? I have confidence from karate tournaments. I said, yeah, I'll do the tournament. It's no problem. He goes, okay, go in the novice division. It's a NAGA tournament. You guys know what NAGA is or no?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so NAGA is the North American Grappling Association.
Oh, okay.
So it's like a really big, it was like the first really big grappling tournament in the U.S. Now there's been other ones that have like gotten way bigger, but that's like a really big one. One of the first ones. So he goes, enter in the novice division for no gi in your weight class and you'll be good. I said, all right, cool. Yeah, so then I'm like, all right, bet y'all. Yeah, I've been doing pretty good in my jiu-jitsu. I've been getting better at it, right? So I'm like, all right, cool. Enter in the white belt division. I'm going to be good. And I go, start rolling. So I tell my fiance on the way home, she goes, you're going to do what? So you're going to do a jiu-jitsu tournament? She goes, okay, like, that's good. I'm proud of you. I'm glad that they want you to do it. That's really good. When is it? And I was like, I didn't say nothing. She goes, Angel, when is it? I said, in like 2 weeks. She goes, 2 weeks? She said, you got to be the craziest dude I know. For you to think that you're just going to go enter the tournament.
And how long have you been back training?
For jiu-jitsu?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've been training since about June, but I've really been going hard. Like I've been going to more grappling days since like September, October. Really been doing a lot more jujitsu since then. This is my thing. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I'm not. I'm real honest about my jiu-jitsu game. I'm not the best, like at all, by anywhere means. I'm barely able to survive. I'm just now starting to get better at like my takedown defense. So I'm starting to get better with my takedown defense. And now once I get to like when I'm on the bottom on closed guard, I'm starting to like at least attempt a few submissions. So I'll attempt like a Kimura. I'll try a triangle. Armbar, I don't know why. I just cannot get an armbar. Like not that I can't get it. Like just setting it up is so hard for me. It's like so many things that I keep like skipping a step. But you know, I've been working a lot of that stuff.
Armbar's the best one.
I know. Trust me, it's the one I actually want to learn the most, and I keep messing it up. Guillotines. If you try to shoot in on like a single leg on me, I'll go right to a guillotine and I'll start to maneuver. But my takedown defense has gotten better and all that. So I'm gonna tell you right now, guys. I don't even know the rules. I had to ask them, what's the rules? They go, oh yeah. So if you do this, it's 3 points. If you do this, it's 2. So I go, oh, so it's like at the end of the 6 minutes, whoever has the most points wins, or by submission. He goes, yeah. I go, oh, okay, well then there you go. That's simple.
Man, there's a lot of jiu-jitsu matches on YouTube, and I watch a lot of them.
I'm actually excited to do it because, especially for novice and all that, you know, I just honestly, I'm not going in there with no expectations. I'm going in there literally just it's a learning experience. Like this is something cool to me. And I said to my fiance, I said, I know I'm crazy. I was like, but I'm gonna be honest, man. Like, I think that's what makes me so great at fighting. And when I do my fighting things, that's what makes me great. Is that I'm not afraid to lose. I'm willing to take the risk and put myself in the fire. And sometimes, man, I tell her, like, sometimes I actually perform better in those circumstances. I'll start really going through, like, doing some certain things that I may not be able to do any other time. So, I don't know. That's like about the craziness of my week is that been having to do promotion, clean out my karate school. I was cleaning out my karate school all weekend, trying to clean stuff up to make it less cluttered and make it simple and easy to get to certain things. And then that jiu-jitsu tournament I'm gonna start doing. So, got 2 weeks for it. Which personally, I go to more jiu-jitsu days and I do a lot more grappling days than I do striking at the MMA school. But that's because the coach is making me do that. He said that striking's already at a pretty high level. He's like, in you going on the days to do striking, you're gonna learn a lot. He's like, I think we really need to get your grappling and your defense, takedown offense, all that stuff needs to get better. Which I agreed. So I said, cool. And I start just going to that.
Yeah, one of my instructors that I worked with years ago, he had a rule for people who wanted to do MMA. He wanted them to have like 10 kickboxing matches, amateur, kickboxing matches, and then participate like in 10 tournaments. Before 10 jiu-jitsu tournaments.
Yeah.
Before you have your first amateur MMA fight. So you get used to doing stand-up, you got used to doing groundwork, and now you can go ahead and do that. And that seemed to make sense to me.
It does. And I mean, like for them, I wanted to do a smoker. So we have smokers over here.
What's that?
That I was okay. So I thought you guys knew what it was. All right, whatever. Who cares? Ain't nobody gonna look into this. Smokers are kind of like I don't want to say illegal. Like technically, yes, they're illegal fights. But like what it is, it's just like you hold them in a gym on a weekend. And for people that don't have any amateur experience, but they want to get into amateurs, they'll do smoker fights. So you do like 3 rounds. 3 5-minute rounds or 3 3-minute rounds, 16-ounce gloves, headgear, shin guards, and you guys fight. And it's like a full contact kickboxing match.
Didn't we just watch a movie like that? Like they were just pulling up anywhere, having like kind of like tough man MMA fight?
No, yeah, but that's
what was that movie we just watched? They were like at a church or something like that. They just had this random fight.
Oh, fighting?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah. Well, so right. Yeah. It's kind of like fighting, except like they're smokers. Some people they charge for them and they make it kind of like an event. Like is it illegal? Yeah, I guess because it's not sanctioned and all that. But like, usually you have pros that are from your gym that are refereeing and all that, so they're keeping it, so as safe as any referee would, But that's really what they do. I wanted to do a few smokers and I couldn't. They won't even let me do the smokers. They're like, nah, like They're like, you're not doing no smokers. Because they said it to me. They're like, you're in that weird spot where, like, people are going to see you're a world champion karate. you're a little bit higher than a smoker, but we just want to get you prepared. So when you go into your amateur fights, we want you to dominate like completely. And I was like, cool with me, man. I'm all for it. Like, don't make a difference.
Joe, one day we're gonna get a text message. We're gonna find out that Angel then ran into the real life Baracus from Best of the Best 2. Going to all these underground fights and all that.
Hey,
Man, just be
Okay.
careful doing that crap, man.
hey,
You
listen,
gotta tape his
that's why-
hands and put it in the glass.
but that's like I can't even do that stuff. I can't even do like the smokers. Like, and that's like a real big thing. Like all gyms have some type of a smoker, like at some point, and they all like work together because it gets the people that want to go into sanctioned fights. You just want to like get their feet wet to see if it's even something that they like. So everyone does some type of form of that. I just can't do it. Like they won't. I have to like. It's really like I kind of just have to start out with just doing like sanctioned fights. So it's fine with me, man. Like, it don't make a difference to me. I just want to fight. So
Angel, let me ask you this. This has nothing to do with your MMA career or
yeah,
fighting or anything like that. But after you get married, one day are you anticipating that you're gonna have kids? Like, do you want to have kids?
yeah, definitely.
Okay. Only reason I asked that because I don't know too many people who are school teachers and also have karate schools. Like you're around kids all day.
Yeah,
You know, when you
listen,
come
bro,
home, you might not
listen,
want to see
no,
a kid, you know, and
listen,
then but
bro,
you got
listen.
you got your own little one. You're like, what do you want
There's-
now? What I gotta teach you?
What you're saying is something I've expressed to my fiance already. Believe me, you saying that, believe me. You and I've already expressed that to my fiance. I said, girl, I was like, I'm gonna be honest, man. Listen, bro, even right now we're teaching, like, sometimes it's tough for me to go to karate school. Just because
I understand,
just
yeah.
because I hear, it sounds stupid to say this, but like I hear words all day. So I'm just like,
Yes.
I just
Yes,
want to,
yes,
like,
yes.
I just like I actually had a talk with my girlfriend, with my fiance this Saturday. She called me, right? And I didn't pick up. Then she called me again and I fell asleep. Then she called me later. I texted like an hour later and I actually fell back to sleep. She called me again. So finally I was talking to her and I just said, hey, like respectfully, I just want you to know, like, I just need some quiet time. Like, I'm not saying it's you. It's really just I'm stressed out and I've been hearing nothing but people talking all day. I just need some quiet time. And she understood because I'm just like, I've been at my promotion. People kept talking to me. Then I've been here. People keep talking. Then they're going to say, I just need some quiet, bro. Like, it's crazy. Like, sometimes, like Joe, I'm sure your wife has probably said that before. Like, it's just so many words. You just like need a like mute, like just nothing, like just quietness.
Angel's gonna be like, oh great, now you need help with your spelling test.
Yeah.
Great. Come here, give me the damn paper. Come on. Spell
Hey,
chicken. Let's go.
You know what you get to do? You get to go. You get to go. Go ask mom.
No, hey, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be like that meme.
Your mom's really good at that.
That's gonna be like the meme where it says, no, son, you don't understand. He has 12 apples. He took away
Oh, yeah,
6. So he has 6 apples.
Yeah,
How
they're
much he
not
has
gonna
left?
want to. They're not gonna want to ask you for help if you had a rough day, man.
Yeah.
You
They'll
just,
be like, how much he has? If you say 4, I'll be honest. I'll be the first one to be like, oh God, man, what's what? Go somewhere else. Don't even talk to me. Just hand it in just hand it in the way it is now. I don't even care. We'll figure it out. But yeah, man, that's everything, man. That's been my week. Just trying to get back, and honestly, man, like I just can't wait for these holidays to come. I don't know about how you guys are. I think you guys told me I was gonna get like this as I get older. I just want to get over and done with.
well, the leading up to it it's kind of crazy, man. Leading up to the holidays, it's fun at the same time, but it also can be stressful, because you got a lot to do, and it's not like your bills, take a pause and time out. You still got to pay bills also. So it's always something. It's
It
always
is.
something.
I
So
think for me, I love the time off. I love the time I get to spend with family. But there's just something about the holiday frenzy that gets everyone kind of like, oh, I don't know. I look forward to it, and at the same time, I kind of don't, bro. So like, I only thing I love is just being with my family and not having work. That's all I care about. That's all.
yeah, man, I'm definitely looking forward to the Thanksgiving holiday break and also Christmas because now, I'm gonna have time off from work and teaching, so I won't have to do anything but just relax and
That's
chill,
good.
for a few days. So especially for Christmas and Thanksgiving, Christmas and New Year's, always take that time off between those two holidays.
Yeah.
Always take that off. And also, the day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday and all that. And I don't go out shopping for Black Friday or whatever, but just having that day off, not having to do anything, don't have the school. I let the kids know. And it's always crazy to me, man. I always tell my students like, hey, no, well, I did this year, no karate Friday or whatever, next Friday or whatever, Black Friday, because mess around and it just be one student or two students, and I'm in here teaching forms,
Don't
because they
do
got to
it.
get their forms done. I was like, I could have
Do
just
it.
stayed home.
Don't
You
do
know,
it.
I know I'm definitely not. So it's
Made
gonna
that
be.
mistake before. Like, you know what I mean?
I
Like,
have too.
hey, we made
But
that mistake.
you still have kids like asking like, how come no class? I told her, I said next week we only have class on Monday and Tuesday. That's it. Why? Why when I have? I'm like, okay, fine. If you want to come up here Thursday and train in the backyard, that's fine. I'm not going to be here, but have at it. After you guys get done eating your turkey, you want to come back here and train back in the backyard? Fine, have at it.
I
Be
tell
my
my
guest.
I tell him, I said, Sensei ain't gonna be here. Sensei has family, and Sensei wants to be with family. So when you come here, Sensei ain't gonna open no door. Don't call Sensei. Don't text him. I told him, don't send me a tweet. Don't message me on Instagram. Sensei don't answer the phone on holidays.
Yeah. So as far as me, man, this weekend was cool, man. Saturday, me and Mel we went out and we did some Christmas shopping, and we just chilled, man. We didn't do too much. We watched Cobra Kai. I told her, I let her know. I was like, listen, we about to go out, we about to do this shopping, we about to get some groceries. When we come back, I'm sitting on the couch, I'm watching Cobra Kai. She's like, you gonna watch all of it? I was like, I'm watching all of it. We're
It's only
not
5
pausing.
episodes.
I'm
Not like
not,
it's 12.
that's right. Well, she couldn't make it through all of them with me. So she only saw I think she only watched two of them, two and a half. So she didn't finish, but I finished it. And then Sunday, we had the MSKC one of my things fell down.
You all
We
right?
had
I was about to say, what the hell was that?
yeah. So on my walls, I have different boards. So I have a board with karate stuff, one for the clothing line, and then the other one for comic. The one from comic just fell down, so I got to put
Wait,
that
hold
back
on.
up.
Not to interrupt you, but you
Mm.
saying that, my thought is probably coming true now.
What's that?
I watched a movie this weekend, and I swear to God, you reminded me of one of the characters. And I know you watched the movie. And Joe, you probably watched the movie too. Tell me, Gene, the way he acts does not remind you of Father Doug from A Haunted House.
I
Seriously?
Father
never even
Doug,
watched that. I've never watched that.
I mean, yeah, I could see
Cedric
it.
the
I could see
Entertainer. You
it.
don't think?
I,
Yeah.
You gotta see it. You gotta see it, Gene. And the reason why I say that is because it's like a Wayans like scary movie production type of thing,
mm,
and it's about paranormal activity and stuff be happening and falling down. That's why when you said something fell, I'm like, oh, it's happening. Oh, it's happening.
yeah, just no, this board that I have, it falls down often, and I keep putting it back up. I just need to get some different type of putty or something on there. It's like a whiteboard, so it fell down. So but we had the MSKC banquet, the year-end banquet, and I had
Yeah.
five.
How was that?
It was nice, man. It was nice. It was like it was about 300 people there, and I had five students get awards. Two of them got first. The other three got second. So that's pretty cool, man. So they were pretty happy with
That's
that.
good. 'Cause last year you didn't have any kids, did you, or no?
No, I did. Last year I had one student that received the award. He got first in forms and second in fighting. And then I had two other students. One got third, but she only competed in the three tournaments. And I didn't know that the requirement was for four tournaments. And then I had another student that had fourth. He got fourth, but his points got messed up. He ended up creating a second profile, and his points didn't get tallied together. So they eventually got plaques, but they just didn't get it at the award. This year we had five, and I had all five. I had five girls. I didn't have any boys place. And the girls are they started to feel themselves. They said that girls run this school. So I'm gonna have to get some T-shirts made because I got some tough girls. I
That's
got
cool.
some
I like
tough
that though.
girls.
I like that. That's dope.
You
You
know.
told us that the other day that you told that the girls were beating the guys.
And well, I told her, we had a talk, and the girls do not believe. I even told them, I said, listen, I know y'all a little bit more skilled than our boys right now, but this is not always going to be the case. these boys are going to, once they get to be 14, 15, 16, they're going to start getting stronger. They're going to start getting faster. They're going to start getting taller. They were like, we don't care. They still not going to beat us. I was like, damn.
That's fine.
I was like, they
That's
got some
fine.
swag. These girls got some
That,
swag.
hey,
Yo, if that was me, I would have
let's
been
go.
like, all right, baby girl, you go ahead, do your thing. That's what I'm talking about. You do that.
I had to. I had
That's
to,
okay.
Angel, because I was like, you know what? If y'all think that, okay.
I like that.
So this year, next year I told them, I said, what we're gonna do, we're gonna split the school in half. We're gonna have a boys versus girls competition, and honestly, when it comes to fighting, the boys, they don't have any boys. I don't have any boys that's gonna match up with these girls. They're not going to win.
They got no chance. A little bit like, damn.
They don't have a chance when it comes to fighting. But forms and jujitsu, it could be 50-50 with that.
Angel, the 2 or 3 times I ran one of his fighting classes, I went out there to fight 2 of these girls, and they were kicking me around.
I got some tough girls, man.
Like I told them, I was like, okay.
I got some tough girls.
I'll bring a little bit more of my game because you're not just gonna kick me to the side, and then I kick one in the head, and I said, come on, let's go, let's keep going. I'm big, but I can still kick. Let's go.
Hey,
yeah.
And she was bringing it to me. I was like, okay, but she get that because she's a good sized girl and she can fight, man. I was like, I wanted her to get a chance to get that going.
Yeah. Awesome. These girls, and surprisingly, they all stayed. I thought my 3 girls that I gave black belts to will be gone. They still there. They're still training. Good. They're still around. They're helping out teaching. They're getting back. They want to compete next year. Well, at least one of them is about to go to college. And I kind of hope she goes to Atlanta. She kind of wants to go to Atlanta. And if she goes to Atlanta, then I'm gonna hook her up with Trav because Travis is thinking about doing something in Atlanta. And she can assist Travis with what he got going on.
Am I doing what?
We'll see. We'll see what Travis will have. We'll see. We'll see what happens in Atlanta.
Did you get something away?
And now he wants.
We'll see what happens in Atlanta. But I might have one of my students, giving my brother some assistance. We'll see what happens though.
Dude,
but yeah,
Travis got to put the beacon out. Well, I'll go support him too, bro. That's what he has to do.
So,
hey. What you call it? I actually had a question for you guys. Right?
Yeah.
So quick question. So you guys saw whether you saw the fight or not, did you see the highlight of the John Jones versus Stipe fight?
No, I didn't see any of the fights from this weekend. I didn't see none. I didn't see that, and I didn't see Tyson and Paul.
That wasn't worth watching. What about you, Joe?
I didn't watch either. No.
I knew John Jones was going to win, man. I didn't have any doubt that he was going to win.
Right,
I don't like John Jones, so unless he's going to get beat up, I don't care to watch him.
So this is the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm just going to tell you how he beat.
And Gene called the Tyson fight. It was that might as well have been sanctioned by Vince McMahon.
Yeah, exactly.
So, what you call it? So John Jones dropped Stipe with a spin back kick to the liver, and then right after that, he finished him like 2 seconds after with punches or ground and pound, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think? And then in the post-fight press conference, because I'm like, even before I started doing MMA, I think Gene, you and I know, like, I'm big into UFC and grappling. I've always been big into it. So I watched this press conference, and he said, I want to thank my coaches. Yeah. He goes, but I really want to thank my Taekwondo coach. He's been coming and teaching me this spin back kick and working Taekwondo with me 3 times a week, an hour a day when he comes. He goes, and like I always thought I knew how to throw good spin back kicks and good techniques, whatever, but I really want to thank him. Do you think because of someone like his magnitude of throwing that spin back kick and landing it and knocking out a heavyweight and all that stuff, do you think that opens the door for more people, for more UFC guys and full contact fighters to call us karate guys and us start bridging that gap between the UFC and point karate? As long as they keep promoting and saying how good we are, do you think it bridges that gap or no?
I think so. But honestly, man, I think it's going to take a long time for them to develop the skills that we have. This is what we do. Point fighting. You just don't get it in 6 months. Like you can pick up some boxing techniques in 6 months. You can pick up some jujitsu stuff in 6 months. I'm not saying you're gonna be good at jujitsu,
I'm one of
but
those.
you can learn how to protect yourself
I'm one of them. I'm one of them. You're right.
within 6 months of
Yeah.
jujitsu, or you can figure out how to get back to your feet or whatever. But what we do, the timing, the distance, the technique, man, it takes a long time. You learn that stuff as a gold belt, and by the time you're a black belt, that's 4 or 5 years of you learning that timing, distance, the technique. And then when you get to be a black belt, now you got to perfect it, and you're learning how to be more efficient with that. So it takes a long time to get that. That's nothing that you can just pick up in a camp and then it's automatically going to stay in your head. If you're still not doing it over months and years, just not in a training camp, it's still going to be hard. So unless they start picking some of our people up and start having them training with them regularly, yeah, I think so eventually. But I'm still waiting for more and more. I thought with Raymond and MVP getting into MMA, I thought that more sport karate guys would start doing it a lot more. I thought we would see a bigger influx in either Bellator or UFC by now, and I'm kind of surprised that there's not. And Wonder Boy, I'm just surprised that there isn't more right now at that level.
Yeah,
I think I've
slowly,
seen. I
slow,
think
slow.
I've seen. I know Texas is like a real big hotbed for point fighters that are going uh, into the full contact MMA scene, and then some of them are on like that journey. Like they're close to getting that UFC call. Um,
But it's going. I mean, it's going. I think once more of us get in there, and it's like a regular, like you gotta, it's going to be your benefit to have some type of point karate background. I think it's going to. I think it's going to make MMA more exciting.
I think it will. Listen, I only say that because I've even gotten called for because of like the gym that I work at or the gym I train at over here in Connecticut. They're that guy, like the coach who used to like who got to the UFC and all that, he's gotten calls from other people that may be fighting karate guys that have that footwork. And he's like, do you have any karate guys? He's like, yeah, I got a guy at my gym. And I've gotten calls to like go and be like sparring partners for certain people in their camps and all that. And I'm like, man, like that's always been a dream of mine, like to use my point karate to get to that level. So now I'm like wondering, like, because he did a spin back kick. I actually said it. I said, watch. Now I'm gonna start seeing a bunch of videos of MMA guys trying to throw spinning back kicks. Like,
Yeah, a lot of them can't even throw a spinning hook kick correctly.
well,
You
that's
know,
why.
Right?
That's why I say. That's why I say, like, I think it's just interesting. That's why I wondered, like, what do you think? Do you think it will?
I
If
think
it's
over
not,
time, I think
yeah,
over the next 5 or 10 years, it might
okay.
really,
If they were
really, really pick
smart,
up. Yeah.
Well, this is a perfect segue because it leads into the man that is known as the Godfather of MMA, Mr. Bruce Lee himself.
Hey, so we're gonna talk about Fist of Fury this episode. Now, did you guys realize that this is the movie that was in The Last Dragon?
Yes.
Yeah, so I like seeing that.
Which, by the way, it is back on Netflix, and I still give it an A plus. And somebody made a meme and said, "Netflix, do for The Last Dragon what you did for Cobra Kai."
Yeah,
I
I
said,
saw
"Please."
that.
I said, whoever did that, yes, yes, yes. I bet
but
you
you
they
mean
did
like
that.
you want to see a series?
Because we all talk about The Last Dragon, how like it was like it's a cult classic, but there's so many. Like, what about Shonuff? Do like how did he come along, right? Like, you could
Yes,
do so
that
many
yeah,
things.
actually, Angel, there was talk a few years ago about them doing a prequel
Yeah.
showing how he became Shonuff, and I was hoping that they would really, really make that because I think that would be really, really good.
Honestly, I think it would sell in today's market. I
Hmm.
think it would sell. I think people are afraid because of, like it was so much of like a racial movie and certain things that they said wouldn't work. But I'm like, I honestly like I think it would sell. Like I do.
Yeah, they could update it and
Yeah.
show why he became Shonuff. That'll be good. And then you could also do current time now because it's been 40 something years.
Hmm.
Leroy really doesn't have to be the last dragon. We can have some more. It can be just like Johnny. He can
It
be
would
just
actually
like
be
Johnny and, and,
dope.
and teach a whole new group of kids,
It would actually be
his
kind of
style of
dope.
kung fu.
it would be kind of dope if they had Leroy Timac, which was his name. He's actually from
Yeah.
around New York here. They had Timac and Ernie Reyes Jr. together, and Ernie Reyes was like the next Last Dragon after him because that was the little kid that was in the movie.
Yeah, but now he's older now. Like he's like my age,
That's,
so he might
that's what
be a
I'm
little bit
saying,
older
though.
than me.
Like you have him in it, and
Yeah.
like
Oh, I
they're
thought you were saying like
there-
he. I thought you were saying like he would be the next.
no, like
A
they're gonna
student.
call.
Okay.
They're gonna be the ones that are gonna bring the next group.
Yeah, that'll be cool. That'll
that'd
be
be dope,
cool.
right?
If Ernie is if Ernie is healthy enough, because I know he had some challenges a few
Is he
years
on
ago.
dialysis or no?
I'm not sure because me and him used to be friends on Facebook, and he, ever since he got sick, like he really doesn't really post on Facebook or anything anymore. So, I really don't know what's going on with him.
It's interesting because I know he was a big part of Nate Diaz's camp, and he helped him. Like
Yeah.
he was like his jujitsu partner or something like that. So that's why I asked. But all right, cool.
Let's get to it, Joe.
It's been a while since I've seen this, and when I see in 1972, and I knew, a lot of Bruce Lee's original popular movies were shot in China and then dubbed in the U.S. So I wasn't really sure what we were getting into, but this was a lot better than I thought. Like,
Yeah, it was.
This is pure, like old style kung fu movies with the
Yep.
bang and the pows and all the action, and you had swords, you had nunchucks with the swinging sounds. Like, I know some people watch that and like it's hard to watch it as a martial artist to say, oh, it's so cheesy, but it really wasn't. It really worked in this movie, and I was shocked. Like when I was watching it, I enjoyed this. I really did.
Yeah, I
Enjoy
did
this
too.
movie.
And I thought of everything that you just said, Joe, when I was watching the movie. But also, I'm kind of confused as to why people that were around in the 70s that were young, why they really believe that Bruce Lee could do all this stuff in real life, like to these fighters.
No, he's an actor. Come on, he's an
I
actor.
understand it. Yeah, we
Yeah.
understand that, but people back in the day used to be like, you can't beat up Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee did it. Like, dude, that was a movie. Like that wasn't, that's not a sport. That wasn't really happening.
Yeah,
that was
you're
all.
not walking. You're not walking into a Japanese karate studio and beating up 40 guys, including the
but people
headmaster.
really think that. I mean, I grew up with people.
You're just
who used to
not
tell me all
doing
the
it.
time that they used to tell me all the time. Well, you couldn't beat up Bruce Lee. I'm like, come on, man. Bruce Lee was like what, 145 pounds or something like that.
135.
Yeah,
135. Wow.
He is fast and he is very.
He is fast.
But
Yeah.
man, he is a good actor. The movie, like I said, for 1972, tell me something that we can watch in 1972 and be okay. Now, my kids were watching in the background saying, "Dad, this is so," but they don't understand like what old kung fu movies were like. It just brought me back to that. I used to watch those all the time, and they're just so good.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question, right? Two questions. One, because this happened to me when I was watching it. You guys know, like, I'm not a big fan of like the dub movies. I watched this and I was like, man, there's just something about a Bruce Lee movie that it just has a certain essence to it that you guys are just like how we were saying. It's just so good, right? My first question is that because we're stuck in the nostalgia of it, of like it's Bruce Lee and what everyone says, so we just assume it's gonna be good, or we see it differently, and as opposed to like that it maybe is cheesy? Because I was wondering that.
No,
like,
you know what?
Saying that it's good because it's Bruce Lee, and I'm like, that's a iconic figure. Like his movie's gonna be good. Like I don't know if I was just saying it because of that reason or because
I think sometimes the simplest thing could be the best thing. There's no CGI.
I personally,
you don't really need a lot of stunt work. I mean, the fighting scenes, you could have just had those guys could have all been martial artists.
I was just about to say, I actually thought his fight scenes in there were some of the best ones we've seen in almost any movies. They were like,
they were good.
Those fight
real
scenes
good.
like actually hold up. They're pretty good fight scenes.
And
my favorite scenes? Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say like it was like I can see two. Okay, if Bruce Lee fought a regular street brawler, those fights wouldn't go like that.
No.
If Bruce Lee was going to fight against another karate guy, then that is what a fight between two martial artists would look like.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Not a person who's not a martial artist. A fight's not going to go
Yeah,
like that. But
but
against another martial artist, they're trying to best each other with their martial arts skills.
it's cool because you see the blocks being applied, you see the
Hmm.
kicks, you see the punches, and those are the kind of things that we work on all the time, the fundamentals. It's great to see that. But I like the nunchuck scenes because
Mm.
when you see nunchuck scenes anywhere else, they're only hitting them in the face and the head.
Hmm.
He was hitting people in the legs, taking out their legs. He was
Yeah,
if
didn't he
you
do
had
it
a
in
weapon,
the
if you
Achilles?
had a weapon, yeah, if you had a weapon, he was hitting your hand.
Hmm.
That is so smart.
Yeah,
Hello,
It's
you got
practical.
two wooden
right.
sticks on a chain. If you have a sword in your hand and I hit you in the hand, that's gonna crack your hand, man.
Yeah,
You're not.
yeah,
That's not. You're not gonna like that. If I take your foot out with a nunchuck real hard, like that's practical to me. That's what I liked
yeah.
about it. It was cool. It was interesting. I really enjoyed it.
That was smart
This,
choreography.
yes,
They didn't.
very smart. It's just
Yeah,
very nice.
they weren't trying
Completely.
to do too much. That's what I meant when I said simple is the best
No, I get
in,
that. I get that.
certain situations.
Now, like that's all the good. But I will tell you where I had some problems because the Fist of Fury was not the right name for this. This movie should have been called Murder, Murder, Kill, Kill because
Was
Fist of
he was
Fury
going
was
around just murdering people.
yes, but Fist of Fury was his nickname. That was his
No, I
nickname.
know. I'm just
Oh,
joking, but
okay.
damn, I did not expect that. I thought he was gonna beat people up, but I mean, so basically the idea is his instructor was killed, was poisoned. They
yeah.
were trying to play it off like pneumonia, but he didn't believe that. So when he shows up, he's very distraught. And even at the funeral, when they're burying this guy, he's like trying to jump in the grave and dig him back out.
Hmm.
And then they hit him with a shovel.
Yeah, I laughed at that too.
What the hell? Who directed that? Like
They were like, "You
they hit my
tripping, man?
man
You
with a
tripping?"
shovel. What? That is not very. This man is hurting, and you just whack him with a shovel
Well,
and drag him
listen.
back to his room.
They knew that he was a great fighter. They knew he was a great fighter. They all were like, "Look, I'm not about to get my ass beat by him. So we got
I
to get
get
him out.
that.
We got to get him out the hole.
I
Let's
get
make it
that.
easy for us, though."
So then the concept becomes he's not eating. He's very distraught, and he's got like it seems like a girl that he likes or a girlfriend. We do find out later he came back to marry her, which that just came out of nowhere. But okay. She's trying to get him to eat, and he won't talk to nobody. He won't say nothing. And then out of nowhere, when they start talking about how teacher was the translation, not his instructor, um, would want him to live on and move on, he freaks out. When they talk about pneumonia, he freaks out and says, "No, he was strong and healthy." He doesn't believe that. So now he wants to find out what's going on. And he just starts absolutely going off the rails. So he's going to find out what's going on. And then while he's talking to his comrades, I guess, his fellow people that he trains with, uh, another school shows up to basically challenge them and take them out.
I didn't understand why they did that.
Well, the idea is this was Japan versus China.
Right.
So Japan school of karate showed up to take out and they don't call it kung fu at this time. It's Chinese boxing.
Yep.
So the
Yeah.
Chinese boxing school versus the Japanese karate school. And their former master basically taught them like we don't fight no matter what. We only defend ourselves. So they turned down which I was shocked because he was ready to fight, but then he was okay listening at the time. You know what I'm
Now,
saying?
so when this happened, this made me think about what is the gentleman's name? Sensei Demura.
Yes.
Oh, Fumio Demura.
I wonder was this his influence? Because that not fighting was reminded me of Mr. Miyagi. And I don't know if you guys paid attention, but on the wall, it looks like the pedals from the Mr. Miyagi headband. They were like little
Oh yeah,
designs that were on the wall. And when I
yeah.
saw that, I wondered if that was also his influence. So I was wondering if this was part of, you know, Miyagi stuff.
I'm gonna search it up.
The also thing the Japanese show up with a framed set of words, and I guess that by not accepting the challenge, they basically are supposed to put that in their window, and it lets everyone know that they're out of the game. I guess
Oh,
that's what I understood it. Yeah,
okay. I didn't get what was going on with that.
that's the way I understood it. They didn't really explain it that well, but basically it's saying like, this is our school now. We own the karate around here.
Yeah. So what I
So
was saying, what I was saying, I wonder why he did it because I mean, this is right after their instructor passes away. They came like almost later on the day after the funeral. I
yeah,
would have thought they would have gave them time to mourn before they did something, like that. But I mean, I guess they didn't care, or
well,
maybe they didn't like the instructor, the teacher.
well, if you get farther into the movie, like you find this was pre-planned from the beginning.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So, um, first off, Bruce Lee's character's name is
Chinzen.
Chinzen.
Well,
Who comes up with these names? Chinzen.
hey man, that
Um,
might be like John Smith. you know.
yeah, it might be. So he's getting really upset, but he's trying to understand and do what his instructor would want. And these guys are talking a lot of junk, and they do finally clear out, and everyone's talking, and they're basically trying to figure out like, what are we going to do? Go to the next scene. Chin decides to take matters into his own hands. He shows up at the Japanese karate school. He walks in. He wants to talk to the headmaster, and he shows up with their framed warning to everyone else, and he wants to give it back. And of course, that sets everyone off because I guess the idea was, hey, you took your lumps. This is your punishment, and now he's being disrespectful on purpose.
Hmm.
But he didn't come to play, man. Like he showed up with the intent to hurt
Yeah.
some people.
Yeah.
So he has no problem. He disrespects them. Everyone's looking at him funny, and we know what's going to happen. He's about to beat everyone up.
Now, did you did you think that Chen thought that these guys had anything to do with his teacher passing?
I don't. I think he had an idea of it, but he didn't lead on to that at this point.
Right. I was
And
just wondering if he thought that.
the way they did reveal what happened to his teacher was interesting because it was kind of like somebody. It was almost an inside job, but they were undercover. It was weird.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So this leads to a big fight in the school, which is actually this happens a lot in the Bruce Lee movies. He always ends up at someone else's school. He always ends up taking on like 30, 40 black belts of all things, and he's pretty good at winning those. And I mean, like we said, that's not going to happen, but the way it did happen, I mean, they did kind of almost make it look like it could. He's kicking and punching, and then when he starts kind of losing a little bit, he pulls out the nunchucks.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that does give him an advantage over just, someone with a fist. So, and that's when he starts taking out legs, he's taking out feet. I mean, he whacks a guy right across the noggin, and, you got the blood popping out and everything. So, he's not here to play. And he takes everybody out. And then,
Even the sensei.
the sensei finally shows up. Where's the sensei while all the students are getting beat up?
I thought he was there. I thought he was sitting there on the mats too, just
No,
watching.
he come out after
Oh,
after
okay.
everyone was getting beat up. He walked out and he did give him a taste of his medicine, but he still got beat up.
Yeah.
Like he looked like he was maybe going to have a chance, but it
So
didn't
it was
it didn't go
it was
down the
at
way he
that
wanted.
point, to me, it was at that point I would have thought that they would have thought like, okay, we can't beat him up. Because if all of us in the school just tried to attack him and we just got beat up, then we can't beat
Well,
him.
My only problem with this whole part was they came to challenge you, you did nothing, but then you go back by yourself and challenge them.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because at the time it seemed like, yeah, everything was going to be fine after this, but what happens is he walks away, he doesn't go back to his own dojo, and then these fools, instead of tucking tail and running, now they go to his dojo to mess things up.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, they do. They mess the students up. They mess the place up. They're looking for him.
Yeah.
But I don't even know where he was trying to go. He was trying to go somewhere where apparently it was Japanese only. And it literally had a sign that said no dogs, no Chinese.
Yes.
With a Middle Eastern guard, which I don't even know what that was.
I was wondering that too. Angel, I saw you with your hands up. What's up, man?
I was just gonna say, so I looked it up. Actually, Bruce Lee was a student of Fumio Demura.
Yeah, we talked about that in the thing.
No, I know we did. So, but I'm gonna guess there's a connection, or that was supposed to pay like some type of like secret tribute to him, because the reason why I say that is because it said not only was he a student, but if you look at that time period, I was looking up some articles. Fumio Demura was on a lot of covers for karate magazines, like Karate Illustrated, Black Belt magazine, with weapons. Mm-hmm. And some of them were like tonfas or nunchucks or all that. So I'm gonna go with that. He probably paid like some type of homage to like Fumio Demura with that.
Yeah, I think so. I think so, especially with him being the original Miyagi. Yeah. And then with this school saying that, they weren't going to fight when they got challenged, and then just looking at the wall. Did you see the things on the wall when you looked up? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that was him, a little nod to him.
Yeah, and I think it could have been a nod to him, and could have been a nod to the style of Goju-Ryu, which that is the style that so like the pedals and everything, like that's where like Miyagi's name, Mr. Miyagi, actually comes off of the founder of Goju-Ryu, which is Chojan Miyagi, and then or like one of the founders, and then from there, that's where I think that they paid homage to Demura, because he's like a direct student like under him. So
okay,
long-winded answer, but yes.
No, it's fine. I mean, it works.
Homage.
So whatever.
There's not like a lot of story left. I mean, it's kind of
I mean,
repetitive.
The thing was, so his people are getting beat on because of him, but I don't know what he was doing at that gate. Why he was trying to get in there, I don't know what that gate was.
They didn't explain it. We didn't even know where he was.
He should have went back to the dojo to protect his people. Now, after they mess things up and mess up his comrades, they basically give him an ultimatum: 3 days, you give us Chen, Chen, and we leave you alone, or we close your school down and we call the police. Which I didn't. So they own the police.
I did not understand it. Or why would the police even close the school? Like, why do they even have the power to close the school? For what? On what? What grounds do you have to close my business?
Now, this is the part where there's two people talking about how they poisoned his teacher.
Mm-hmm.
They were a part of the club, so I don't understand. Like, they must have been planted by the Japanese.
Yeah, so I didn't know like what was these guys' deal? Were they cooks? What were they? What were their jobs?
But the way he knew the one guy was Japanese somehow is because when he took his kung fu outfit off, like he had something, I guess, that was considered Japanese wrapped around his chest. Like I don't know. It was weird. He just said, "Oh, you're on. I guess you're with the enemy" or something like that. But it was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get that, but basically he fights these two guys and kills them.
Yeah.
And then I mean that basically starts his killing spree, because now that he knows.
But he just didn't kill him. I mean, he killed them, but then he also put them out like on the street and hung them. you know,
To let
and
people
let
know.
people know.
And yeah, I mean, basically, he won't even come back to the kung fu studio, and then they kind of show him like camping outside of town,
Hmm.
and I don't know, he's eating a squirrel or something. I'm not.
Yeah, I was thinking like, you know what? I'm gonna say that's a rabbit. I'm gonna say that's
That's
a rabbit because
that's
I'm not.
kind of big for a rabbit. It's also big for a squirrel. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, it didn't look good. I'm like, I was looking at
Yeah,
it like it's not seasoned. Like
he had a he just
he
had a
just don't.
fire. He had a fire and a stick and some kind of meat that he cooked, and he was just
Oh,
eating
some
it.
kind of
It
animal.
was, yeah.
Yeah, some kind of animal that he was eating.
So that must have been a spot that was special to him because his girlfriend or whoever she was found him there,
Hmm.
and they were talking about things. And then basically he's like, "Yeah, I'm not going to be satisfied until I find whoever killed our master and kill them myself." So, I mean, he lays out his plan pretty much.
You know,
That's what I'm going to do.
the messed up part is the police kept going back to the dojo looking for him, and they kept saying we don't know because he never went back to them. They had no idea, and the police are applying pressure because the Japanese school is applying pressure to the police.
Yeah, but the police are also saying we can't just go arrest him. We need proof that he's
Right,
doing this.
right.
So, I mean, but they don't. Nobody even looks into the fact that the master was poisoned.
Nope.
And then,
But this is 1972. I guess they didn't have autopsies or nothing back then.
true. The next scene that was just kind of out there. I mean, it was a little weird. We had some belly dancing Japanese
Man,
stripper
I
show.
was wondering when they were going to start throwing the yen. They were going to make it rain. They were going to throw the yen. Like, what's going on?
But also on top of that, some random Russian guy shows up.
Yeah, I don't remember. Man,
They said
I
that
couldn't believe they had a stripper in the Bruce Lee movie. A real stripper.
I mean, it was odd. It's just very random, but it is what it is. And yeah, this big Russian guy, he joins the Japanese. I guess he found himself in trouble in Russia, so he decided to hide out with the Japanese. And they have a
I
translator.
hold on. Do you guys wonder, like, I never watched a Russian movie, but do you think in the Russian movies, like, the Americans are always the bad guys? Because we're forever making Russia the bad guys in
Yes,
our movie.
Your point.
yes,
Damn, we're all
yes.
Actually,
somebody. And this is not even our movie. This was a
If
Chinese movie.
it's Russia or Germany, so
Yeah, exactly. Damn.
that's
I
your
was like,
point.
damn, another bad guy Russian. Okay.
so the Japanese had a translator, and the translator got drunk. He took one of those little cabs where some Chinese guy picks it up and runs with it.
Yeah, I
But
forgot
this
the name of
time,
those
they,
things.
yeah, I forget. They're I know what they are and I can't think of it. But
Yeah.
Chin, put a hat down and he was in it. Takes him over to like a dark alley. Tries to get information about, but this guy is wasted. He's just a translator. He doesn't really
Yeah,
know
I'm
what's
kind of
going on.
happy he did it, man. That guy was mouthy through the whole damn movie. He needed to go
He
anyway.
really
He always
was.
he
He
always
was.
has something to say.
So he kills that guy. And I mean, that's basically I mean, when you get to the end, he pretty much kills everyone at the school.
Well,
The
what's the
Russian,
translator? Wait, hold on. There was somebody else. Because the instructor of the school is not the main bad guy. At first, we thought he was the main bad guy, but then we find out there was another guy named Suzuki who was the main
yes,
bad guy. And once the translator is killed, then he's like, okay, fine. We go to the school and kill everybody.
yes,
He had enough.
and he did. I mean, for the most part, he did. I mean, there was like what 4 or 5 survivors.
Well, yeah, because that one group, the girlfriend, and she went back and she said, I think I know where Chin might be. So it was about, like you said, maybe about 5 or 6 of them. They went to that
Yeah,
part,
I'm
that,
not
that
marrying
little
her
place in
ass.
the
She ratted me out, bitch.
woods. So she brought a group there, but while all of them were gone, the Japanese school goes to the dojo and just wipe everybody out. I mean, I mean, and this school has like what 40 or 50 students. It
Yeah,
was like Star Wars. It was like Anakin coming and wiping out all the younglings.
it
You
really
know,
was. It was
that was it.
bad. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was terrible.
people upstairs in the bedrooms, in the hallway, down the steps, in the dining room. Everybody is killed. There were a couple of people who survived because when they came back there, they tried to revive them a little bit, but for the most part, they got slaughtered.
Yeah, they were. It was like I said, it was bad. The other crazy thing is, so this Russian guy is training with the Japanese group, and he's like everyone's hanging off him, and he's just throwing people. He has no technique
Nope.
or anything. He's just throwing people around, and then he starts like bending random pieces
Yeah.
of metal, like
Yeah.
starting with the small ones. And it was just our the Chinese idea of what a Russian, I guess, is
Yeah.
supposed to be.
And then he was taking nails
funny.
and just putting the nails in a piece of wood. And
Yeah,
I was thinking like, man, if I was in this class, I'm like, okay, what am I going to do today? Like, I'm not here to
right.
watch you. You know, I'm here to learn stuff, and this is like a demonstration.
So you kind of figure out he finds out who killed his master. He goes to the school.
Yeah. So
He
this
has
is
to
the part
fight.
also.
Yeah,
Sorry, Joe. This is the part
yeah. Go ahead.
that Leroy saw in Last Dragon. He saw
Yep.
this part, and this helped him decide how to get into the fortune cookie place. And
Oh yeah,
basically,
I forgot. I
yeah, so
forgot about that.
basically,
Yeah.
yeah, because he sees Bruce Lee dresses up like the telephone man to sneaks into this Japanese school. But it's not just a school, it's like a compound because there were
Yeah.
different buildings that they were going into. And so that's how he found out these are the people who killed my master, my teacher, and this is where he is. So now that I know exactly, I snuck in here. I'm going to the different rooms, acting like I'm fixing the telephone. I'm going to come back in a couple hours and wipe them all out. And
Yep.
he was nice about it because when he came back, most of the people had went to his school to kill them. He told people, he said, listen, I don't have a problem with you. You can go now. I'm just here for your master. And they wouldn't leave. They stayed loyal and
They were
got their ass
stupid.
kicked. Yeah, they were
If
stupid. They
you
got
saw all
their
the
ass kicked.
people dying, you should have left. Because I
And he
mean, he
kept
does have
telling
to
them.
go.
He
He
kept
goes
saying,
through
go,
the
go.
he
And they
goes through
wouldn't leave.
the underlings, no problem. He gets to the Russian. Of course, it's a problem a little bit, but he gets through it, no problem. And then when he's fighting the first master, uh he's fighting him sword versus nunchucks,
Nunchuck,
and
yeah.
that fight scene was crazy. The way he killed that guy, I've never seen
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah,
in
yeah.
a
No, I
movie.
didn't either. I
That
mean,
was
that was
cool.
yeah, it
That
was
was
cool, but
interesting.
it was kind of fake. That was kind of fake.
No,
Like
it
the
was
going up
stupid.
in
Don't
the
get me
air and
wrong.
coming up.
It was crazy, but come on, man, that's creative.
It was, especially for that time.
That
Yeah,
sword flew up in the air, and he kneed my man, and he just took that sword right through the back. Like
yeah.
that was nuts. So yeah, man. I mean,
And
he
then he
kills
takes out.
everyone.
So I didn't think he was going to have a fight with Suzuki. I figured that Suzuki was because the Russian guy was the last line of defense for Suzuki.
Yes.
So I thought that okay, he knows that if the Russian guy is dead, I thought Suzuki was going to just take a sword and just kill himself and wouldn't give him the satisfaction of actually doing it. But he didn't. He stuck around and fought, and he got his ass kicked though.
Oh, he definitely got that. Well, and because he killed his master, and so they finally get the police, and this is the part that killed me because I'm like, after all this, after he went through all this, the end of this movie is him getting arrested.
Yes, yes. Well, I mean, he had gone on a killing spree, killing all
Oh,
of these guys.
100%. He
You
should have
know,
been arrested.
the
I
ending was
agree.
different. That's different. We wouldn't get an ending like that in movies nowadays. Movies
I
always have
agree.
to
That's
have
why it was
a happy ending.
interesting, but
Yeah,
it messed me up because he's walking with the police, but then who was outside with the guns?
I I think it
More
will
police?
see. Remember when the police came, the police didn't come by themselves. They came with the representative of the he's almost like a diplomat, Japanese diplomat almost. So he
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So he was the guy that was actually in charge that Suzuki would talk.
Yeah. So I think he was the Japanese consulate.
Yeah, he was. He was. So he
Yeah.
came to the school. They were tired of waiting for the school to give Chin to them. So they came to the school. And when they came in, they saw all of the members of the school had been killed. And they said Suzuki did it. And then he wanted proof. The police officer wanted proof that Suzuki did that, but they didn't want proof. That was crazy. The Japanese guy didn't care that Suzuki and them had did that. They wanted proof,
Of
but they
course he
just
didn't.
assumed Chen had killed all of their guys without proof.
Well,
It was a double
he did.
standard right there. So
So
Chen had climbed back into the school, and he
Yeah.
saw what had happened. Everyone had been killed, and then he overhears downstairs them talking, and then he pretty much comes downstairs and gives himself up. So, and then that part that you talked about.
okay, but he's running at those guys, and I
Mhm.
just watched it again with the because I don't have the sound on. It said gunshots fired,
It is.
and he's
So-
running like at
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, and then it just stops.
No.
But-
Didn't you say there's a second movie?
Yes, the second movie is the continuation of this with Donnie Yen playing the Chin character. I don't know. We gotta wait till next week till we find out. So
But
I
is he
don't
going to
know.
pick up right there? That's what I want to know. I'm about to watch this right now just to see.
He's,
Like, is he going to? How's he going to avoid these bullets?
he's gonna fly in between the bullets.
He's going to pull a Matrix?
Yeah. I guess I don't know, man. I don't know.
Oh man! And it's Donnie Yen, not him, huh?
No. This is Donnie Yen. Yeah, this
He
is
died. How is he gonna do it?
Yeah, I know, but I didn't. How many more years was it later?
Oh, I don't know, and that's why I wanted to watch this movie because I always knew about Fist of Fury, and I might have seen this as a kid. I don't remember if I seen it, but so when I saw on Netflix that this movie was in there, the second, I think it's called Legend of the Fist, and I saw that Donnie Yen was supposedly playing Bruce Lee's character. I was like, wow. I was thinking like, man, Donnie Yen must really, really love Bruce Lee. That's what I was thinking also.
Or he could be
I
the
mean,
only
it makes
person
sense.
that plays him, and nobody else would like fucking give him shit for it. Because I think I told you guys about it. It's real interesting that Donnie Yen does that, and he doesn't get crap for it because anyone that
He doesn't.
anyone that tries to take on a Bruce Lee role, their like career is ruined after. Like they don't do nothing after. It's like a known fact. That's why people don't take his role.
Wait. So, Legend of the Fist: Return of Chen Zhen,
Yeah, that's our next.
2010.
Yeah.
It was that much. That's 40 years later.
Again, the man was dead, Joe.
Well,
What do you
38
want to do?
years. Oh man, I'm curious again. He's dressed like the Green Hornet.
Yeah, he does have the helmet up. I mean, the hat on and the mask on the box or the.
You're gonna make me watch this tomorrow. I usually try to watch this on Tuesday, but I'm gonna watch this now. I can't. You're killing me with this.
So I mean, Donnie Yen pretty much does.
It better be good.
So
Damn it!
I
It
hope
better
so.
be good. I'm gonna
Donnie
be mad
Yen,
if it's not.
he normally does good movies. So when I saw that, and then
No,
I
I
saw
agree.
them
I
connected
agree.
to this movie, I figured, okay, this will be pretty cool to do before we get into to the Rocky movies. And I know some people might have been expecting us to do Cobra Kai, but we're gonna wait because we want to have the finale at the AKA Nationals in Chicago in January,
And
so
give
that's
people a chance to watch it without us.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly,
we
without
can't
us
just
spoiling it.
spoiler alert everything. So
Right.
we'll
So
give people a chance, and by that time, it should be good enough.
yeah, people got over a month to watch Cobra Kai now. So we're not going to spoil it for you. So you got over a month to watch it before we start talking.
As far as grades for this movie, man, I'm a full A. Like this movie, it really for 1972, I liked it. I enjoyed it.
I did too.
I'd watch it again.
Yeah, I give it an A also. What about you, Angel?
I give it. I'm gonna be honest with you. At first, I was gonna say I want to give it A plus because of nostalgia. I give it an A or A minus. The only reason why I say A minus is just because they have some quirky things in there that.
No, I get it. I get it 100%.
Just because of like where movies are now, you're like, that's so corny, right?
I got you.
But it's like what we said before, man. It's just there's something different about like a Bruce Lee movie, man. I don't know how to explain it. It's just like the essence of it. Like it's just. I think it's still
you either get it or you don't, because there's plenty of haters out there too.
That's why
some in our main gang are not big fans, and that's fine. I get it, but I've always enjoyed it. I got posters. I got all his. Like I said to you guys earlier, I had this on VHS and I got it on DVD.
As you
Oh,
should.
wow.
Yeah, because
I had to watch
used
this.
to.
I
I have a lot of
this on-
collections.
I have to watch this on one of the apps that has the commercials.
He's on
Like
my
Pluto or
10
something.
he's on my top 20 kickers list.
There you go.
Why do you even have a top 20 kicker list?
Ask
Why is that a
Because
thing?
why not?
Ask
Why
Alex
not?
Stigman. Ask
Why
Alex
not?
Stigman, why do you even have a top 20s kickers list? Yep, go ahead.
I understand. Yes. All right. Fine. You know what? Whatever floats your boat, man.
Yep.
Y'all got anything else?
Nope.
No, I'm good. Let's wrap this up.
All right, everybody. Stay safe. Stay strong. We'll holler at you next week, and I will play our music.
Disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.